YouTube, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Today's beer is going to be another American beer. It's going to be a lager for once. I haven't reviewed a lager in a while, actually. It's going to be the Anchor Steam beer from Anchor Brewing in San Francisco. The brewery is from 1896, according to the bottle here. Pretty cool label on here with an anchor, some caps and all. The style of this beer is essentially... Oh, by the way, let's go into the alcohol content first. It's 4.8% alcohol by volume, and it's in a 350 milliliter bottle. And this is a kind of cool looking bottle. Had this beer before, and I get two other beers from this brewery, which is their Liberty Ale and their Porter. I've also been able to get their Foghorn, but I do not get that one anymore. Unfortunately, because I've heard that was really good. It's a California Common, which is... Basically, it was actually called a steam beer, but Anchor patented the name steam beer. So other breweries also makes steam beers, but they're brewed under the name California Common instead. And it's a type of lager that originates from America in the 18th/19th century, where a different lager yeast strain was used to brew under higher temperatures, because refrigeration was a real luxury back in those days. So they would brew it with this different yeast strain. But I got some info here from the bottle. It says here, Anchor Steam brand beer is virtually handmade with an exceptional respect for the ancient art of brewing. The deep amber color, the thick creamy head, and the rich flavor all testify to our traditional brewing methods. Anchor Steam brand beer derives its unusual name from the 19th century, when steam seems to have been a nickname for beer brewed on the west coast of America under primitive conditions and without ice. The word steam may have referred to the pressure of natural carbonation developing in the beers. Today, the brewing methods of those days are a mystery, and for many decades, Anchor alone has used the quaint name Steam for its unique beer. Today, Anchor is one of the smallest and most traditional breweries in the world. San Francisco's famous Anchor Steam brand beer is unique, for our brewing process has evolved over many decades and is like no other in the world. As far as I recall, it's a pretty good beer. It's not the best in the world, but it is good. And this one is almost fresh, I think. It's bottled not too long ago. Bought this recently as well. Pretty cool cap. The Anchor logo, and it's this huge opener. But let's pour it into my Stella Artois pint glass. And this type of beer is also really nice for weather like this. It's really hot and sunny. And lagers are quite refreshing. Like after you've mowed the lawn or something. A lager can be nice, even though I prefer ales. But after mowing of the lawn, a lager can be nice. And look at that. That's a pretty big head I got there. Like a 4-finger frothy, like tan, no, not tan, off-white, maybe beige head, like with tons of big bubbles. Like it's disappearing quite fast, and it looks like it has a lot of carbonation. I don't know if you can see that. You might, because it's really clear, but it looks like it's got a lot of carbonation. I've had this beer before, but it's been over a year, so don't really remember much about it, other than it's quite malty. Nice, almost like an amber, light amber color with like some orange notes. Man, there's just a lot of carbonation going on in this beer. But let's check out the aroma. Okay, the aroma is dominated by the malts and some kind of grainy aroma as well. It's not a really big aroma, it's very mild. But it's an alright aroma. Even though it's that mild, it smells like really refreshing. Yeah, sort of grainy. Maybe just a slight hint of some kind of citric fruit. Other than that, it's just a slight amount of caramel and some grains. It isn't that big of an aroma. It's very mild. But let's dig in and give this beer a taste. Incredibly enough, the head is actually sticking around. That's quite unusual for a lager. But whatever, let's give it a taste. Very mild on the palate. nice and refreshing. The body is light, maybe even medium, with some quite lively carbonation going on. It's also quite crisp, but at the same time it's also slightly dry in the mouth. The flavor is overall like a caramelly maltiness, like well, sort of like in a double box, just toned down like humongously, not as big and forward. Some grainy notes as well in there. Maybe just a slight hint of citrus, just a slight, not much at all. It's really refreshing and really drinkable. This is a really drinker-friendly beer. Everybody probably would like, and definitely better than your average American macro lager. Rating-wise, it's getting a 70. It's a solid type of lager, or California Common, or steam beer, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have that much taste and complexity and stuff at all. And there's just, the hops aren't as prominent in the beer. It's mostly in the malt and caramel, but it's still a good beer, worth checking out if you do get Anchor Steam. So 70 for the Anchor Steam beer. A good beer, worth checking out. I'm probably also going to do a review of the Porter and the Liberty Ale. As far as I recall, the Liberty Ale is really good. But that's it for this beer review, guys. Comment, subscribe, all that. And I'm going to say cheers, and I'll see you in the next beer review.